blood, bitch. Um,
All right.
what's going on, everybody? It's David from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you'll see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the damn link. Now, with that being said, I am here today with another episode of the Terror Dome, but I have some guests with me, and today is a very special Terror Dome. Usually I do horror characters, but today we're going to do two action icons. Well, one action icon and the other one's kind of like wishy-washy, but we'll get to
You
that
feel
in
like
a
me.
second.
I'm an action.
Anyway, so without further ado, we have these two gentlemen at the top. We have to this side, we have Senor Del Boy from Movie Match. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, and welcome to another video here at Cinema Chop Shop, where it's going to be a bit of a massacre today because we have a guy here on my right, or girl, whatever you like to call him, and he has some arguments. I mean, this is going to be, it's part comedy, part slaughter, one of those things. I'm Movie Mash. Go and check out my channel and subscribe. It's the best channel on YouTube, and go and have a look at this guy if you want to have a laugh. So,
he has started early. Now to the other side, this side right here, we have Jay. I almost called your ass D. We've got Jay from D&J Movie Reviews. Go ahead and introduce yourself and plug your channel, sir.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Jay from D&J Movie Reviews. Back again with another video, especially with my bro, Cinema Chop Shop in the building. Make sure that y'all subscribe to his channel because he's an awesome cat. And on YouTube, so y'all keep subscribing, my brother. Keep showing some support. And you know, I've got my boy Del Boy Movie Mash over here, and I'm ready to massacre him in this debate. So I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm ready to get popping. So y'all check this video out, man, and subscribe, man.
All right. So you guys are probably sitting there. I know you guys seen the thumbnail, and we are going to debate Rama from The Raid 1 and 2 versus John Wick from John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So if you guys don't know the synopsis of the John Wick movies, it's basically a man that was formerly like an assassin, and they killed his damn dog, and he jumped back into the business, and that ended up spiraling out of control and then starting a series of events that spanned over 4 movies where he's killing the people in charge because they keep just pissing him off. Right, that's just basically the general synopsis of John Wick. Now, The Raid is the first movie is a little bit different from the second movie. The first movie is just a cop who's been picked to go on this mission to raid this damn apartment building. It turns out that the captain was crooked, and they just basically get stuck in the building. You said what?
I think it was like a trap house, like where they had like drugs or something like that. It was.
It was. But the big idea was for them to arrest the kingpin, the boss, the head honcho at the top. And they end up getting stuck in the damn apartment building, and they had to fight for their lives. So the second movie comes in a little bit differently. He gets put undercover, right, trying to take down this organization. And I don't know. He basically ends up having to fight for his life again, and he goes up against the #1 assassin in the world or in the country at that time. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into this fight. But normally, what we do is we break down which movie is the best. I'm going to save that for the end, and I'm also changing the format of this movie, this debate per se. This debate is going to be 3 rounds, my friends, 3 rounds. Each round is going to be a little bit different. First round is going to be hand-to-hand, who will win in a hand-to-hand combat between the 2 characters. Second round is going to be who will win with a bladed weapon, knives, machetes, etc. And the third round is going to be who would win with pistols. And then finally, round 4 is going to be about which film series overall is the best. Do we understand what we're doing here today? So make sure that you guys stay on subject. I will be hosting, but I will also be giving my opinion at the end. These two up here are out for fucking blood, so I'm gonna just let them go at it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna interject at the end and give my opinion. So without further ado, round motherfucking 1, fight. Who would win between John Wick and Rama in hand-to-hand combat? This is no weapons, no guns, no nothing. What is the fighting style that Rama has, Justin?
Select.
Right, Silat. And then John Wick uses like judo, right? Like for the most part, he uses mostly judo. All right, cool. So these two fighting styles are very, very different. One is a striking format. The other one's more of a like using your own body weight against you, using your own momentum against you. So keep that in mind, gentlemen, as we are having this debate. So without further ado, let me see who gets into it first. Damn, I ain't got no coin like that's around me right now. All right, so Oh, Justin, go ahead. He gave you the blessings.
I
All
really
right.
want to hear what you have to say. Why?
So I'm gonna
How
go
would you
ahead.
beat John Wick in a hand-to-hand?
Okay, so if you guys don't know, Derek, that's Derek's black half, Darrell. So Derek is all for John Wick, and then Justin is all for Rama, and then I'm kind of like I have certain rounds that certain people might take. So, all right, Justin, go ahead, open up. Why is Rama taking this head-to-head combat against John Wick? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, the reason why Rama is taking this win in a hand-to-hand combat is because Rama is fast, and you've seen in the Raid movie that homeboy can get down with the fighting style, literally fighting all those dudes in that abandoned like building, and then trying to get to like basically the drug lord, whatever. Um, and the fact is, him like going through that fighting all those guys and still getting like beat up towards the end with Mad Dog, and he still prevails to win that fight. We all know how that went down. I have to say is Rama is the best fighter, hand-to-hand combat. It's no competition because your boy John Wick is slow and he can't do nothing with that speed because Rama will throw something at him. Clearly, he won't even see coming. So, Del boy, you take it.
So is that your argument?
So go ahead.
No, is
Go
that your
ahead.
argument? Is that
Go
all you
ahead.
have? This is
Go ahead. Because
round
I want to
one
hear what you got to
against the
say. Go
fighting,
ahead.
and that was it.
Derek, go ahead.
I'm going to
Go
give
ahead.
you another go.
No, I don't want to go. Go ahead.
No. I'm just gonna. You sure? You sure that's what you want? Yeah.
You go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. Okay. So break it down. Right. So we have the two tough guys. So right, Rama. Rama has speed. He's definitely faster than John Wick. Yeah. I mean, he's faster than John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched him, and it was Say the Raid Part One. He kicked ass all the way up, and he had a lot of people to fight. Now, there was a point where he had to fight 3 or 4 people, and do you remember he had to jump through a window? He had to get away, and he jumped out and went through the window,
Mm-hmm.
and he stumbled. He was stumbling for ages. He was tired. He was gone. Yeah, and he needed his brother who held him in the hallway. Do you remember? Yeah, and he recouped. Yeah. Now, that speed he has, fighting skills, really good, right? Then later on, he has to fight that. Is it the Beast? His name is.
Mad
Mad
Dog.
Dog.
Is it what's his name? Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Right. So I don't want to call him the Beast. All right.
The Beast. What the hell is this? What's that
Did
damn
he
movie?
fight Mad Dog alone?
Yeah. So what?
Did he fight Mad Dog alone?
No, he didn't fight him alone.
Oh no,
He
he
has
didn't.
brother.
No. Just I just wanted to know. Did he fight him alone? No. Right. Now let's get to John Wick. John Wick can
is that
fight.
what we doing?
Now he's not as fast. He's not as fast as Rama. I'm going to give you that. And see, like me, I given him something. You didn't give John Wick nothing, but I'm giving Rama. He's fast. He's faster than John Wick. But John Wick can fight, and that's a guarantee. And he can fight. He fought. We'll talk about part one. It doesn't matter what part. He doesn't stop. He gets hurt. He gets stabbed. He gets back up. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't stop. He's strong. I put it down to strength. The way he's picking up people, he's stronger than Rama, and he never stops. When he gets hurt, stabbed, shot, he gets back up and continues. Where Rama, when he got hurt and he fell out the window, he was fucked. There was nothing else. And at the end, he needed help to beat is it Mad Dog? He needed help. So all I'm saying is, yes, Rama, I would say speed definitely down to it. But when it came to it, John Wick never stops. No matter how much Rama would be faster than him, Rama would get tired. He would get tired. And if John Wick give him enough beating, and he could, he'll get disorientated and start falling around and need his brother to help him. Yeah. With John Wick will not stop. So no matter how much he knocks him down, he'll keep getting back up, because this guy, after 1, 2, 3, and 4, can go for days after multiple killing people and continue. He'll never stop. He's got the strength, he's got the power, and he can fight. He'll not stop. Rama gets tired. Rama falls apart. Rama needed help. That's the reason why I think in the end, John Wick would beat him hand to hand.
All right.
Are you?
Justin's like,
Justin, do you want to? Justin, do you want to rebuttal?
I'm gonna say this. Okay, yes, Rama did have help, but also, if you're fighting all those guys and all stuff, especially as a martial art, as Silat, have you not? I'm gonna tell you this, Derek. Do you not know the meaning of Silat?
Right, right. We're not talking about which is better. We're talking about who's the better fighter.
Bro, Derek, let him get his shit off.
Hold on. But here's the thing, though. Silat is aggressive martial arts. That takes a lot of energy out of you. Have you not seen how the way that they move with Silat? I'm not saying it's this.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying it's this. But the thing is, okay, then. But the thing is, in that movie, that was a very brutal fighting. That's a lot of brutal fightings. There's a lot of like headshots, get kicked in the face, punches in the face. And I mean, I'm just saying it's this, but it's an aggressive martial art and all stuff. I'm like, and I'm not taking nothing away from you. I get what you're saying, but
you agree with me.
But here's the thing. Yes, Rama did need help from his brother because he was tired because he fought all those dudes and all stuff. But okay, let me ask you this. If all those dudes that had machetes coming after John Wick like that, especially in that Benjamin house, and they're fighting like that serious, do you don't think John Wick's gonna need help too towards the end, bro?
I watched 4 films.
Mad Dog?
Yeah. I don't want to even get into that because that's just a whole nother story. And yes, with guns, knives, machetes, alone, hand to hand.
But the thing is, though, but here's the thing. Okay, I get what you're saying. But the thing is, though, majority of the time, though, Derek, he was using guns. Rama was using hands a lot. Guns bail you out a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Okay, hold on. Guns bail you out more. Guns saves up your energy. So you gotta think about that. So my boy Rama was fighting all these guys with no gun. He used guns a little bit, but he didn't use them a lot.
No, he used guns quite a lot.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't.
I can't lie to you, man. He used a gun. He used a gun at the beginning of the movie, and then that's it.
Yes, exactly.
He was using. Listen, Derek.
But we're not in the gun round yet.
I'm saying this. He was not using guns a lot. I'm sorry. He was not. He was using a lot of like his fighting techniques. That's the reason why he was tired. But John Wick uses guns majority of times, bro, to save some of his energy. So that's the reason why you're talking about he has durable strength and all stuff. Because you gotta think, if you're shooting somebody, that basically eliminates of you using like a lot of your energy. So therefore, that gets that out.
I agree. But you have to bear in mind is that he has gone quite a long time without guns or knives, and he has held and he's fought so many people. In I'm going to part 1, he had to fight multiple people towards the end, hand to hand. In part 2, I don't want to get into knives and guns just yet, but he had to fight multiple people with his hands. And regardless of all that, regardless how fast, and maybe he could be a better and more brutal martial art, but the point is that still, regardless of that, he's still able to get up, not stop with gun shots, knives, and all that. Where on 2 occasions in the first film, Rama got tired, and you're saying, yeah, but it's more aggressive. But they're doing the same thing, and he used gun when he could, and so did John Wick.
How many times did Rama use a gun? How many times did Rama use a gun versus John Wick?
I don't know, but how many people did Rama kill?
It's a very like Rama only. I'm not gonna lie. Rama only used that rifle at the beginning. Once the bullets was out, they discarded the guns. He didn't use. I think after he blew up that fridge in the first part, that's when he stopped using the gun. But I'm gonna just take this moment to interject because like you guys are going at it. I just I'm getting kind of antsy too. I want to say something as well. So look, in regard to Del Boy's opinion, right? I will say that the one thing I will give John Wick is this: John Wick is very familiar with the fighting style, right, of Silat because he fought the 2 fighters in the part 2, right? Yeah. Who were using the Silat form.
The raid movies.
Yeah, exactly, and he defeated them. So I will say that he is familiar with the fighting style, and he has shown the ability to, like, I guess, counter it. But I will say this also: when you're familiar with like what's happening in the raid movies and then what's happening in the John Wick movies, you will realize that those fighters weren't utilizing Silat to like its full potential. They were moving a lot slower because the actor, and this being honestly, I'm going to just blame the actor, but the actor isn't as quick on his feet as as the Indonesian fighters. So his reaction time isn't as good. So of course they had to slow it down for him. But he did defeat them by using simply his size against them. So he understood that using his size was an advantage against those fighters. However, to refute another point that Justin made. Although, yes, Rama did fight a bunch of people, John Wick has fought a bunch of people too. But then also sticking with Justin's point, John Wick, they've created this fucking fighting style called gun fu, right? Where it's like mixing martial arts with gunplay. And John Wick does utilize more gunplay than anything. And this allows him to reserve a lot of energy. But then also, dude, John Wick looks gassed. Like you said that Rama looked more gassed than John Wick. And I got to completely disagree with that. I feel that it took a while for Rama to get gassed versus John Wick. Like John Wick, you can physically see him slowing down in each fight. And you could just see him just gassing out a lot. We seen him kind of gas out in the recent movie against what's the dude that played John? Well, what's the dude's name from Mortal Kombat? Tom. I was about to say Tom Atkins.
Oh, Joe Taslim?
No, not Joe Taslim. The other guy, the fat guy, the dude in the fat suit.
Oh, Scott Atkins.
Scott Atkins. Yeah, see, Scott Atkins. I said Atkins.
Scott Atkins. My fault. Scott Atkins. My fault.
Yeah. So he got gassed against Atkins in that movie because he got his ass whooped like badly, right? And even in John Wick 2, he got his ass beat bad too, and he was down for the count for a minute. The point is, John Wick does take L's. He does take significant damage. Rama does as well too. But I'm also going to say this about Rama, and this is really present in part 2. Rama in part 2, when he is motivated, especially by anger, it seems, I don't know, this motherfucker get a Zenkai boost or some shit because he seems to get a lot stronger because he got his ass whooped earlier in part 2, and then later on, he really like when he went against the assassin at the end, because at first the assassin outclassed Rama. Like in their first little kind of fight, the assassin was kind of outclassing Rama. And then when they met again at the end, Rama was outclassing the shit out of the assassin. And that was just fueled off of rage alone and just aggression. So I do feel like John Wick's fighting style is more countering, but I feel like if Rama comes at him with enough aggression, I really feel like John Wick's not going to be able to counter that for long. And eventually Rama's going to land some very fatal blows. A lot is meant to put you down quick. That fighting style is meant to put you down quick. They use a lot of elbows. That's why they knee a lot, because they're trying to incapacitate you quick. Yes. That's a fighting style that's been utilized in war. Like them motherfuckers learn that shit for war. Yes. You know, like their military learns that shit. So I really think that John's judo isn't going to hold up too long against Rama's fighting. I think he's going.
You think Rama would not get tired? You think John Wick would get tired first?
Yeah, because Rama. Here's the thing. I don't know if you notice it, but Rama gets tired, but then it's like he takes a deep breath, and then it's just like boom, the fucking battery just goes.
Rama falling down and gone back up, and gone back down, and gone back up.
Dude, when he was fighting in the hallway with the dudes with the machetes, he was tired as shit, walking down the hallway slow, and he took a deep breath and he ran at them and started fighting again. He got cut up by the assassin in part 2. His leg got cut up, and he ignored that pain in his leg.
Did you forget to watch my reaction, Del Boy? No. When me and Darrell, when we reacted to that fight scenes, did you forget that? I think you did.
I don't want to be part of all that.
I think you did.
I don't want to be part of all that.
I think you did.
All that.
Like I said, Rama gets gassed, but then it seems like that adrenaline kicks in and he ignores it. John Wick gets gassed, and you can see that he's gassed. Like, at least to me, that's my opinion. I can see it. But any final arguments from you two in regards to
after watching all the John Wick movies and the Rama, all I know is that the guy never stops. Rama movie. The guy never stops. He gets beaten, stabbed, hurt, shot, all these things, and he keeps going. He doesn't stop. He's been put down on his ass quite a few times, and I did say Rama was faster. And I'm not saying Rama is a bad fighter at all. No way. I'm just saying is eventually, I think Rama would be too tired to carry on with. John Wick just wouldn't, with gunshots and knife stabs.
I mean, let's not act like we didn't see John Wick 4 where he just got his ass whooped down the stairs and he needed help to get up the staircase. Like You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
he did need.
like,
Wait a minute.
that's
Hold
like
on. Hold on. Time out. Time out.
2,000
Hold on.
worth
Hold
of
on.
steps, and he
Hold on.
keeps going back up again.
David. He after hold on a second. Wait a minute. I'm gonna be like Shannon Sharp real quick. Let me put my glasses on real quick.
And Rama needed help at the end.
I'm gonna sit up real straight.
Oh my
Hold on a
God!
second.
Oh my God!
Hold on a
Oh my
second.
God!
Davey,
both
what did you
fighters
say
needed
again?
help.
He
Now I'm
needed
saying, oh
what?
look, yes,
He needed what? He needed what? Say it loud for me again.
both fighters needed help.
No, you
in
said
their
1 second.
fight.
John Wick did not need no help. Hold on a
No,
second.
John
Say
Wick
it
did need
again.
help. John Wick needed help at the end of part 4 in
Whoa!
order to get up the
Why did
staircase.
he need help? Why did he need help?
He had to get up the stairs after falling down 1,000
I
times.
thought he didn't need help,
Oh
there,
my
boy.
God! Did Rama
I
need
thought he
help
didn't
at the end
need
of part
help.
1? Did Rama need help to fight in part 1? Yes.
So
Oh
he
my God!
does need help.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
he
you
does
need to
need
stop,
help.
right? You need to go and rewatch
Oh,
Raid Part 1. At the end, he needs his help.
oh
He
my
falls down and
goodness.
his brother saves him from having his ass kicked as he's falling around the place like he's
But
had
that
a
sounds like just like Davey
Yeah.
said in John
All
Wick
right,
4.
next chapter.
He needed help getting
You
up the
lose,
steps.
I
Right?
win. Next chapter.
All right. That was a nice. All right, that was a nice ending. All right, all right. So round 1, I think goes to Rama. Justin think goes to Rama. You still think goes to? You're not changing your answer. You still say John Wick.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say John.
He's going to stick to John Wick.
No,
All right.
I'm going to say Rama.
Oh, dang. Okay, so we have a unanimous vote. All right, Rama takes round 1 for hand-to-hand combat. Are you sure? Or are you just fucking
Yo,
around?
I'm fucking with him. Look at him over there. Where he thinks I'm gonna. That didn't change
Hold on
my
a second.
mind.
I'm just
Fuck no.
looking right at
Listen,
you. I'm looking at the depth
look,
of your
you.
soul.
Listen here. Go back to your
I'm about
female
to be like
kickboxing
Shang
and stuff, all
Tsung
that
up
shit.
here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I don't want
take
to hear
your
about
soul
it.
from
I
you.
don't want
That's
to
what I'm
hear
gonna
about.
All right, chill. All right,
Yeah.
look. Round 1, I think Rama takes it. Justin think Rama takes it. Derek thinks that John Wick takes it. What do you guys in the chat think? Hand-to-hand combat, who takes it? Let us know in the comment section down below. Moving on to round 2. Round 2. Both men have been known to use blades. They've been known to use machetes. Rama's case, they use more machetes than anything. But John Wick, they have used blades, more sort of ballistic style military blades.
And
especially in part 4, they showed it. So, Justin, you went last time. Derek, you want to go first this time?
I don't know if I should, Justin. I don't know if I should. Should I?
Go ahead first. Go ahead first.
All right. Look, bottom line is, this is a bit of a trickier one because I feel like Rama could have won this only for one thing that happened, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm gonna have to give this both a draw. Yeah. The reason why is that. Yeah. Now this is the difference between me and you, Justin. When I see something, I'll go, yeah, no, that's for real, right? Not like blah 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 blah. None of that shit, right? What I'm saying is, look, Rama in the hallway. I'm only giving this because it's probably the best part of him. See what you can do with the knife. So in the corridor or hallway, what do you guys call it? Do you remember the bit he got? Like, I think what you guys call it, would he call it be a bayonet or a bat? Do you remember it was like the big stick, like a truncheon, like the police use?
Oh, you're talking about the batons?
Yeah, all right. So he had a baton, all right, and he had
blocking the machetes.
He had a what would say a knife, a pretty like a Rambo knife or some shit.
Yeah, he had the ballistic knife, like the little.
And he was kicking the shit out of everyone in the hall, in the corridor, right? And he was cutting them up and all that, right? Do you remember how he lost the knife?
I think didn't he get hit or something and it dropped? I don't know.
Justin, no, Justin.
How
did he lose the knife?
Didn't somebody have him pinned down or something?
He was kicked out of his hand. He lost it pretty easily.
Get out of his hand. Okay.
All right. So the fact that he was able to do all that with the knife, which was like really badass, yeah, it was impressive as hell. When I was watching it, I was like, ooh, this is a pretty. And then bang, out of his hand, I was like, thank fuck for that, right? All I'm saying is that he lost the knife as good as he was, and he's used it a few times. He lost the knife as quick as he could get it, and that was the problem for me. Now with John Wick, he's used swords, knives, and the same shit. Not right. So say part 3. You remember part 3? Do you remember when he's been chased and they go in, they're breaking all the glass?
Yeah.
And they're picking up all these throwing knives.
Yeah.
John Wick wasn't missing. He was getting hit. He was getting hit by the knives. He was banging them out of the way. He was getting stabbed by him, but he was throwing them. He didn't miss. Now, is it part 3 where he had is it 2 or 3 where he had the fight with the samurai?
Part
Samurai
3.
sword at the end with all the neon lights. But I suppose that's the whole movie is neon
Part
lights.
3. Part 3.
Yeah, part 3.
He was fighting. He was telling me he was fighting Mad Dog and the assassin.
Yeah, do you remember? Yeah, with the swords.
Yeah.
Right. So he held his own through all that with a samurai. Yeah, the whole time. Now he won the fight as well. But the
Okay.
point is that look, I could just argue and say, yeah, Rama's shit because he lost the knife and all that. Which no, he didn't. He's pretty badass. And it might have been just tired, like I said earlier on. He just lost it. You know what I mean? Remember I said about him being tired, and that could be the reason why he lost it. But no, he was kicked out of his hand. Look, I can't say it because I've never had a knife kicked out of my hand, but he did lose it, and that's why I'm going to say, look, John Wick is really good with knives, and they're both trained assassins, but no, they're not. John Wick is a trained assassin. We'll say Rama, he's more like isn't like a special forces or something like that, like black ops type kind of thing. They're both trained, but John Wick is trained to kill in all kind of martial arts. But I am going to say, I'm going to give Rama, I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to say that. That's nice of me. Isn't it?
I'm gonna ask you this, Derek. Yeah. Why do you think, like in some martial art movies, it's easier for the other guy to wield the weapon to another fighter, and then another fighter doesn't use a weapon at all to defeat his enemy?
I don't know what you mean.
Do you know? You don't know what that means?
No, I don't know.
That means why do I need a weapon to defeat you? I could just basically use my hands and my feet. My hands and feet are weapons. I can use that to defeat you to your advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So why would I use a knife if I could?
Even though he lost the knife, even though I'm just saying is this, even though he lost the knife, what did my boy Rama do?
All right, I'm just saying you're going back to who would win hand to hand. We're talking about if they both fought each other with knives or swords or whatever. This is what I'm saying.
A bladed weapon.
Yeah, bladed weapon. It doesn't matter, right? First of all, I still think John Wick would win in the fight, as I said earlier. And you're bringing it back to that. What I'm saying is that you're saying, all right, so he doesn't need the knife to win, fine. But if he had the knife and that's all he had, and he had to fight John Wick with a knife and vice versa, whatever, who would win? And I'm going to say I have to give it a draw. And I could argue that John Wick could beat him. I could, because you see more films and more knife fights and more this. But I'm going to say no. What Rama did in that hallway was just nothing short of just fantastic, and I'm going to have to give him a pass for losing it so easily because of how good what he done with it, you know. But then you have to look at John Wick when he was throwing these knives. They were running random, just any old knife, and he was able to go bang, 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 and then with the swords, as I said, you see you win the fight. So I could argue he was going to win, but I'm going to give Rama a chance. Do you know why? Because we're going into guns next, and you don't say anymore.
All right, Justin, what do you got to counter his argument?
I'm just saying
the microphone.
I mean, I get what he's saying. First of all, get out of here with that wax stuff, bro. I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Listen, I give you that. Like I said, I mean, it's a draw. I mean, just like you said, I mean, you know, you would
think it was a draw too?
It probably could be a draw. It could probably be a draw.
No.
I need to. Hey, look. There are no probablys here. We need I need a solid answer. Do you?
He has
none. Be a draw? Yes or no?
No. Just say, look, I win.
You win. Get out of here.
No, but seriously though. All right. So you got to stick.
Honestly, I would have said I had to go with Rama, bro. I still had to go with Rama on this.
Okay.
And I gave you the draw, and you still went with that.
Go ahead. Explain.
Like I said, bro, from what I've seen in that movie, bro, Rama, he has, determination, will. Even though he lost the knife and all stuff, but still,
and this guy doesn't have determination and will.
He does have determination and will.
Come on, Derek, let him get his shit off.
Say what?
No, I'm just telling Derek to let you get your shit off.
No, he wanted me to.
I'm saying this, like, he has the, like, if he just lost a knife, okay, so he lost a knife.
No, it was kicked out of his hand.
So what?
It was kicked out
of his hand.
It's kicked out of his hand, but still, though, he was still using his hands and feet to still defeat his enemies. So that's why I'm gonna leave it at that. My boy Rama.
I don't get your argument there, Justin. You're saying, like, all right, so he had a knife and he defeated all his enemies, and he has the will to survive and fight.
Yes, he does.
So does John Wick. He never stops. with knife holes, with stab wounds, with bullet holes, he never stops. Now, and as I said, he's really good with knives and swords.
Did Rama get sliced and diced in the kitchen fight scene with the assassin? I think he
Yeah.
and hold on a second, and he found a way to get that knife from that assassin to use it on him, right?
Yeah.
And he still getting
But what I'm saying is that you didn't give me a reason why he would be better than John Wick. You're just saying why he's good. You're just saying to me why Rama was good, but you're not saying to me what made him better. Because I give you both sides just then, what I thought. You're only saying what Rama was good at, which I agreed. I told you, yeah, shit. But you're not saying what made him that much better than John Wick. Because everything you said with the will to survive, the will to fight, never stop, all the bullet holes, what wounds and all that. Yeah, what is it what is that thing that puts Rama over the edge of John Wick in a knife fight? And I'm not getting that from you.
because he knows. Because first of all, in Silat, they use a lot of weaponry, and he knows how to use knives. And honestly, I think he would know how to use in a knife fight against John Wick. I think he would know how to use it in a fight against John Wick.
Yeah, he does know how to use it in a fight. He does. Of course he does. We've seen that. He knows how to use it. But what makes him better? Because John knows how to use it.
Because 1 minute. So okay, I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is,
what is it what puts him that much better? That he could beat John? Because I give him a draw. I want to know is what makes you give Rama that much more over the John Wick in a fight, in the knife fight? What is it, that one little thing or that big thing that you say, yeah, no, this is the reason why he could win? Because I give him a draw, and I could argue that John could win.
Because he could probably see what he's coming with, and after that, he could just slice and dice the mofo. I mean,
that's no good. All right, go back to your weights and go back to your female kickboxing and come back to me next week and have a think.
All right, so let me interject real quick. All right, so
me like that. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let me interject real quick. All right, so because I know Justin's on a time limit. So in my personal opinion, I think it depends on the weaponry. All right, so I kind of agree with both of you guys. I think in short range combat, I would give it like not short range. With a short bladed weapon, I'm giving it to Rama, because especially if he's using that one blade, that the little hook blade from part 2
from the kitchen fight scene.
If he's using that, I think he's going to take it from John Wick, simply because I believe that's the weapon that they actually use in their fighting.
The corridor, like you were saying, that's short, very small, kind of like a situation. You're right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think that if he's using that short blade weapon, especially if it's 2 of them, I think he's going to take it against John Wick. He's been shown to utilize kind of strategy with using it, as in part 2 when he threw the fucking blade and cut the guy in the face with the shotgun, and then he gave that enough space so that he could get in for the kill shot. So Rama seems to be really, really strategic when it comes to the way that he's going to use the weapon, especially in life or death situations. I haven't really seen John Wick use small bladed weapons in hand-to-hand combat. Not that much. And if he does, it's just you put the enemy down and then you just move on to the next one. He's not really trying to actually sit there and fight with you. Rama, on the other hand, I actually did see him get down with the weapon, and it shows that he knows how to utilize it, versus John Wick. It just feels like he just uses it as a counter. In regard to long bladed weapons, so if Rama's using a machete and John Wick's using a samurai sword, in this situation, Rama's speed doesn't necessarily matter. It's all about strategic. So even though John Wick is a much slower person, he can possibly still, as long as he gets the right counter in, he can hit Rama with a fatal blow. So I think with long range bladed weapons, it's probably going to be a draw. But if it's short blade weapons, that is going to go to Rama. That's what I think. So let's go ahead and move on to round 3.
Justin doesn't think.
All 3 of y'all. So since Derek went the first round, I'm gonna switch it back to Justin. Round 3, they get to use pistols, they get to use weapons, or they usually use guns. So whatever fucking gun you want to use. Right. I'm gonna say Rama gets a handgun, John Wick gets a handgun. Let's leave it at handguns, because rifles wouldn't really be that fair. I mean, both of use rifles or whatever, but I think the handgun is a little bit more workable. So both of them get a handgun, full 12 rounds. Who gets it?
It's John Wick.
You think John Wick? All right.
It's John Wick. Because I'll explain. Because in those movies, again, yes, I know John Wick can fight, but a lot of times when John Wick was getting tired and fatigued, he was using guns a lot to basically bail him out. Guns basically, honestly, if you know that, okay, that if you're fighting all your enemies, then you're like, well, here's the thing. I got a weapon in here. Let me use this. Okay, bow, and then go to the next room and then fight somebody else and all stuff. I'm like, that's basically using, strategy. That's basically strategy right there. So therefore, I'm definitely going to give it to John Wick because John Wick has used a lot more guns in the movies than Rama. So therefore, there's no debate on that. Del Boy, I'm gonna give you this. John Wick, and it comes to the gun, like in the gunfight, it's John Wick because John Wick is he's nice using a gun. So therefore, it's gonna go to John Wick.
All right, I think you're only agreeing with me now because your ass is tightening up and your tail is up. And you're like, you're all getting
wait, what's that British word?
Hold on.
What's that British word? Buggery? A bit of buggery.
I think Justin feels a little bit buggered right now.
No,
so
I'm
he's
not.
like, you know what? I ain't going to take no more buggery. I'm just going to let him put lubrication on me because it's now going in dry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
A bit of buggery.
Water.
A bit of buggery.
Water, sir. Drink a glass of water.
That's on
a glass of cold water kind of eases the pain, but you know what?
All right, so go ahead, Derek. John Wick guns. Go.
Yeah, look, it's just obvious, right? The thing is, not only is he good at it, it's just the gun is like nearly an extra body part to him. I mean, like we were talking about Kung Fu, like the stuff he was doing with the gun, like rolling around and with people, and it's always bang, bang, headshot, bang, bang, Look, Rama, I'm sure, like he's trained, he can do fight, he can shoot, as we see. But John Wick with a gun, it's like nothing. Now, I actually will change this up and say give Rama a gun and take the gun off John Wick. And I still think John Wick would get the gun off him and kill Rama.
Or I wouldn't say that. That's a little bit too. You a little too confident with that one.
No. Listen, I wanted you to say nothing there because he was breaking. He was about to break.
I'm sorry, I just heard it and I was just like, wait, what?
His bottom lip was coming out and everything.
Do you know hold on a second. Time out, Davey. Do you know how confident I am with this whole debate? I'm looking at you right now. I'm not even
shake my hand, right? He's up for hand. He's texting his mum to come and get him quickly and give him a reason why he's got to get off of this. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, call my phone real quick.
What? No, I'm only messing with you. But look, it's just obvious. I'm going back on point. I'm just fucking with Justin. But it's even Rama's probably decent with guns, really decent. But John Wick, this film is literally based on about what he can do with a fucking gun, So yeah, he wins.
Exactly.
I would give Rama.
I mean, they created a whole damn fighting style. They created Gung Fu, a whole fighting style to kind of like.
It doesn't matter what gun it is. It just doesn't matter. Where it probably would to Rama, but it doesn't matter. He would win. That's it. Justin loses. Goodbye. Turn your hat back to the normal way, the way you should have, and get out of here.
Fuck out of here. Not done yet, sir. Still got
sleep in the bushes.
You're sleeping in the bushes.
But all right. So look, my quick thing is this. I would look if I saw more gunplay from Rama, then I think I would be more inclined to like lean his way. But we haven't really seen much. Like most of it is really just like wildly shooting at people, like a group of people, and just trying to knock down as many people as possible. We've seen more John Wick and more hand-to-hand, one-on-one combat using guns, and especially against world-class assassins with guns. Rama's only fought against like regular day-to-day workers and cab drivers with guns and shit.
He fought was just like normal homeless people in a fucking building. Yeah,
I mean, but they could squabble though. The people that he was fighting against, they could fight. I'm just saying that all the gun scenes in the movie weren't utilizing like gun techniques or utilizing the fact that, oh, this person's like a dope ass shooter. Like the movie, it was just meant to like knock bodies down. It wasn't really like there's a lot of wild ass shooting in the Raid movies, and it's just really to just like, okay, we're just gonna knock some people down. But you know, you can tell that Rama does know how to use a pistol. He does know how to use a rifle. He is trained with guns, so you can tell that he can use it. But I've just seen more from John Wick to be more confident that I think John Wick will possibly pull away from this.
Look, it's 4 films, you know. It's
yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like John Wick's whole style is about fighting and just keeping your gun in your hand.
Yeah,
you know, and then if that gun is gone, because think about it, like there was a bunch of guns laying around in the Raid movie, but it was like once they finished their magazines, they were just like, whatever, we just going straight to hand or whatever, or we're going to machetes or whatever. You know, John Wick probably would have been running around looking for another gun. Like, all right, I'm about to knock off as many people as I can possibly. But I've just seen more from John Wick in regards to gunplay than I have with Rama. So I feel a little bit more confident that John Wick will walk away with that in this round with the W, and especially when we talk about just like gunplay. So I think we're all in agreement that John Wick will probably definitely win this round.
Well, he wouldn't have earlier, but now he's kind of puckered up a little bit. He's like, agree with anything I say now.
So here's the interesting round. Okay, this is the very interesting round. Which film series is the better series? I mean, if you want to just do 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 to make life easier. So if we could do Raid 1 and 2 and then versus John Wick 1 and 2, or do you want to do Raid 1 and 2 versus all 4 John Wick?
I can't really. All I'm saying is,
I got this. Go ahead, Devil Boy.
No. I'm gonna say, upon watching the Raid there recently again, just to do this video, I have to say, man, that's so fucking good. Yeah, it's so good. I watched all.
Wait. Before we continue, wait. I'm sorry to interrupt. We're doing all movies versus all movies, right?
I was just gonna say in general, whatever. It's just
just in general. Okay, cool. Just sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say is if I was gonna go 1 and 2 of the Raid 1 and 2, I think 1 is better than 2. And again with John Wick, I think maybe 1 is better than 2. So I'm just gonna say, but I would say
1, 2, 3, 4.
I know John Wick is more kind of commercial, and it has a bigger because it's American and it's got a bigger, like, you know, the other one is an Indonesian, isn't it? Indonesian. Right. It didn't have the big, but I reckon if it did, it would have done just as good as John Wick, because like this film is an Indonesian movie, but it has screamed across the pond to the point where people like myself and my son and other people have heard of it. And despite its small budget, it still did that. I watched it the other night, dubbed, by the way, because the subtitles do in my head, and I see it dubbed, and it's when you see voices like Sylvester Stallone doing voices over for Rama, hey, yo, you know. But as saying, as a movie, action, fun-wise, entertainment, it was bang on, and I can't compare. I think they're both commercially like fun popcorn action movies. I couldn't pick between them, but the Raid, I would have said John Wick a few days ago. Now I can't. I have to say they're as good as each other, as much fun as each other.
I'm gonna go and say this. I like both franchise movies. I'm gonna break this down. I like both franchise movies, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this though. Like, I like the Raid movies because I think they had a bigger impact, especially in today's modern day of action movies. Because I think, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I think when that movie came out, even though it was a small budget film, I think it got a lot of attention from other people, and that's the reason why they're making these action movies now, and they're basically stealing some of these ideas from the Raid movies.
Isn't that being remade?
What?
Isn't it getting it like an American remake?
Some, I don't know, but all I know is I think with John Wick, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and then again, like I said, I think the reason why John Wick is so successful is because I think like some of these like creators, these producers, some of them have probably taken ideas from the Raid movies, because honestly, I think those Raid movies have basically made a big impact on action movies. That's what I think, in my opinion. Because to be honest, I think today those Raid movies still hold up today.
Well, you could say the Matrix had a big
Well, yeah, it did.
Which was Keanu Reeves again, by the way.
But then again, though, the thing is, though, here's the thing, though, Derek, like back then, like right now, why is Hollywood trying to get away from all these action movies? Why you think they don't?
What, by doing John Wick 4, they're not trying to get away at all. What are you on about?
Well, I'm just saying is this, like, well, when it comes to martial art action movies, you don't hardly see them anymore, like in Hollywood, like, because you have to see them like overseas, like in Thailand,
like John Wick,
Indonesia. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're saying, but I don't think they're shying away. I think what you're trying to say without saying it is that, look, the bottom line is John Wick had a bigger budget. It was an American base. It had everything going for it. Keanu Reeves a lot. I mean, look, the first one might not have done well. The Raid didn't have everything that the money, all that stuff, and it still did really well. And it just, if it had the money and the budget, and maybe it was made in a different, like in America, it may have done better or as good. But as I said, like, it just didn't. And I just say they're both as entertaining, but you have to look at it. The Raid didn't have the budget, but still entertain me as much as John Wick. So you got to look at it that way. But I still can't choose. They're that good. Raid is that good.
To kind of like jump off, piggyback off of what you guys are saying. Just I do feel like there is some sort of there's a respect level in the John Wick films for what the I want to say Taiwan. Where is it from again? I don't know why. I just drew a blank. Indonesian.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, so there's like a respect for Indonesian fighting films in the John Wick franchise, right? Now, it wasn't really utilized in part one. I'm going to be very honest with that. But in the sequels, you can definitely see it. And I think because John Wick opened that door, it allowed for a lot of these Indonesian actors to get even bigger roles, because we started to see them in Disney movies and Star Wars movies and things like that. So because of like John Wick, it did kind of open the door. But then we also got to give respect to like movies like Ip Man, who did the exact same thing. Ip Man was open the door for a lot of these movies to kind of jump across the water and then be introduced to American audiences and kind of rejuvenate that love for martial arts films. But in regards to which one is the better film, I'm going to say that if we're just comparing the first two movies, I would probably say it's a draw. If we're comparing both franchises, I'm going to say the Raid, because I feel like the Raid knew when to quit. John Wick didn't know when to quit. And that's just
we still don't know. That's still on the line. You know what I mean? They still don't know. Maybe
I'm just saying, with what we have now, I feel like we could have probably scrapped John Wick 3, put 4 as 3, and it would have still flowed the same. Like, I agree. Like, you could kind of move around the genre. Yeah, because what I'm saying is, like, it's crazy that you can delete a film from the franchise and it probably wouldn't mean much, and that says a lot, you know. So that shows that
the fun factor they all had is what it means. But I agree with you actually, because they retconned a lot of stuff from part 3, and as fun as it was, you could have taken it out, and you shouldn't really want to be able to take one out. It should flow.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But if I'm looking at both films overall, I gotta say the Raid is a much more fluid 2 films than John Wick's 4 films. And I mean, if we were just going on 1 and 2, it's kind of hard. Like, I would have to give it a draw, because John Wick 2 leaves on the cliffhanger type deal. So you kind of knew that there was more to come. I think the movie even ended with John Wick will return or some bullshit. I don't even remember. But I'm just saying that, I think I might have to give it to the Raid, simply because it's more of a fluid movie. And I do respect John Wick. Like, I really do respect the John Wick franchise. They did a whole new thing. They brought, I mean, think about it. That new movie Sisu that's coming out, that's like heavily influenced by John Wick and what John Wick did. So John Wick has had an impact in the American filmmaking industry. So we can't deny that. It's had an impact, you know, and there's a lot of studios that are going to try to mimic it.
Spin-offs and mimic, yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of movies that are going to try to mimic it. And then we also have like the spin-off, The Ballerina or whatever. So John Wick has a huge impact on American audiences. I'm not going to take that away. But this isn't about impact. This is about which 2 movies which 2 movies I can actually sit through. I could sit through the Raid a lot more than I could sit through John Wick 1 and 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm gonna base it off of that. I'm gonna give it to the Raid movies. It's more enjoyable. They're better movies.
They didn't have a dog. Not one.
Yeah.
Not
Didn't
even.
have, not one dog. No.
Not even a picture of a dog in the background. Nothing. What's that about? Come on, show me.
Right. Hey man, but I hate watching movies where dogs get hurt. So
I know.
So, yeah,
No, I agree. I literally, yeah. It isn't just dogs, most animals, but I agree with you. And you know, ones that I like and know it's going to happen, I still don't want to watch it. I'm getting old.
Oh, dude. So there's a Spanish movie that you'll fucking hate, but it's a really good movie.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what it is, but I'll just say that it was so believable that me and my wife almost sat down and turned off the movie, and we were like, she was getting pissed because it's like we both love animals, and I'm just like sitting there thinking like, and I told her, I was like, listen, I was like, I know this looks real. I was like, but I don't, and I think it looks real too. I was like, but I don't think that. I was like, there's laws against this shit. I was like, and those laws are like worldwide. So I was like, they can't do this. Like this would not be released if this was real. And I did some research on it and it wasn't real. But the amount of like stuff that they went through in order to make it look real, that's crazy. But there's no dogs or no animals harmed in that movie. But it's a really good movie though, by the way. It's a Spanish movie. But anyway, look, I thank both of you guys for coming through. Everybody in the comment section down below, let us know what you think. Let us know who wins the round for gunplay. Let us know who wins the round for bladed weapons. Let us know who wins the round for hand-to-hand. Let us know which movie is the better movie overall. We had a really fun debate today. Thank you, Del Boy. Thank you, Justin, for coming through. Even though, Justin, I know you were on a time limit. And Derek just disappeared because I guess he was afraid. I don't know what the hell just happened. All right. Anyway, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to subscribe to Justin's channel. Make sure to subscribe to Del Boy's channel, even though he can't get his shit working. I don't know what the hell happened. But you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios, always.